Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of the Business Talk Library. And today I have a great group on because one of the big things, and it comes down to building a business, is not so much just, all the blocking, the tackling, the products. And part of it is building a community around your business and your mission and what you're doing. Because when you're able to build a community, I mean, you have a sustainable business model. And, I wanted to bring on this group because they've done a really good job of building a community around a mission. And I came across their profile when I looked at Instagram, and definitely they'll tell you a little bit more about it. But I'm telling you, you should go check out CLT Black-Owned on Instagram, the work that they're doing to highlight that community and how they're giving back to the community is an amazing thing. So today, I wanted to talk to the team behind the name to get a little bit of their story of what they're doing. So I have on Jeremy, Jeff, and Ashley. And unfortunately, the fourth member, Maddie, couldn't make it for this one, but the three of them will definitely hold it down for the team and share their story. So welcome to the show, everybody.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
us.
having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, the first thing I want to start with is, how did the idea of CLT Black Owned, how did that even come up for you guys?
Well, we're two friend couples, and it really honestly was a conversation just talking about what was going on in the world with injustices of Black people, men and women, getting killed, and how we can kind of make a bigger movement out of it and a bigger change outside of just protesting during the time and things of that nature, which we're advocates for. But we just wanted to have kind of a long-term impact, and we thought it was the time to make it happen.
Absolutely. So, out of all four of you, who was the one that brought up the idea of this being the angle?
Well, that would be Maddie, our fourth member. She is definitely our creative genius, I think, in the group, and she kind of sparked the conversation amongst this.
Gotcha, gotcha. So in the early stages, what was that like, when you guys started bouncing around the ideas, and how did you get comfortable with coming to the conclusion that, hey, this was the angle that we wanted to take?
Uh, I honestly don't think we've gotten comfortable yet. It was just like Ashley said. Maddie had this idea. She spoke on it with her, and within a week, it just took off. And I don't think we've settled down yet. We're still learning. We're all kind of new to everything, so uh yeah, it's still been a long process. We learn every day about new things and new businesses, so it's been fun.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, one of the things I'm always interested in is, when you come up with an idea, and from what I've understood of talking to other entrepreneurs, I'm an entrepreneur myself, just building up something around the idea, going from an idea to actually having something. So, can you share a little bit about, what that was like for each of you, just how your perspective on what that journey looked like, going from idea to actually having something that other people are seeing?
I'm gonna say that it was phenomenal to see, the support and just something different that, we can do to support the community. And just, I can say, just in a short amount of time, it's just it's hard to find the words because it was just, I don't know, it's just hard, like, because I just sit here and just think about when we started all the way till now, and it just seems like it was yesterday. And
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I just don't have the words to say it, but I mean, to me, it's just been awesome, just, for the experience that we have, dealing with, a lot of people and dealing with Black-owned businesses here in the city and throughout the Charlotte region.
Mhm. And just to piggyback off of that, I think just initially from our conversation, we knew the first step was just getting our Instagram account
Mhm.
up and running and kind of setting a goal of what we wanted to happen in, the first few days. So that goal, I think, if I can recall, it was like maybe 1,000 followers by the end of the week, and just having people tag businesses. And we did not expect the amount of feedback that we got, the following we got in such a quick time. That tagging businesses turned into 2,000 comments, and those 1,000 followers turned into like 5,000, and we were just elated with it. So it was just a genuine effort of kind of knowing where we wanted to go. But as we continue to grow, visions change and new ideas arise. So it's always growing and continuing to kind of execute what is needed during the time. So like I said, initially just starting off with our goal to get a following and businesses that we want to learn, and then knowing that we wanted to highlight a business daily. And that hasn't stopped yet, but we've had new ideas that have come along, like our Sunday swipe and our current giveaway that we did for the holidays and things of that nature.
So how about for you, Jeff?
Yeah, they kind of summed it up, but I would say just the support from the community made it a lot easier. And kind of like the reason, we started the page, we just wanted to find ways to make a change, other than protesting. And again, like we said, we're all for that. But yeah, I don't think, well, I know without, support from everyone here in Charlotte and surrounding areas that helped with the growth of our page, we couldn't be here without it. So I think that's probably been the biggest eye opener, the biggest thing that we've learned, since we've started.
Awesome. And so to clarify for the audience, when did you guys start the page?
I think it was May 31st, so basically June 1st. And so
June 1st of 2020. And you guys are up to, I think I was looking at it earlier today, about 31,000 plus members, followers on the page.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting a ton of, like I said, ton of love from your community. And the part I want to talk about is, it's not like you guys are just posting pictures of yourself doing stuff. I mean, you're actually featuring different businesses. So what has that been like, posting the pictures and helping these other businesses promote what they're doing? What has that process been like in getting in touch with businesses, or how can businesses get in touch with you guys?
I was gonna say, when we first started, just to kind of, when you brought up us not being kind of the poster of the page, we initially did not want to share ourselves. We thought it was irrelevant because our mission was to highlight businesses. So we were thinking, like, it doesn't matter who we are, let's do what we came here to do. We quickly learned that the people wanted to know and verify who we are and what we stood for. Because of the time too, it was a sensitive time, so we definitely understand. So that was just a little caveat I wanted to throw in there. But when we started, and to this day, we're very humble. It's still shocking to see the support. So we just started out reaching out to people and asking them to reshare. Our first few posts, we've reached out to those businesses and asked if we could feature them. And it's still kind of a similar situation now. We reach out, but now we have an overwhelming people and businesses that reach out to us wanting to be featured. So we're still very authentic in what we do. And I think that's one of the biggest things about our group. And to reach us, DM, emails, we always respond. It may be a little delayed because of the messages we get, but that's always the best way to contact us.
Awesome. Now, you speak about, like I said, they message you, there is a little bit of a delay, and it is to be expected. I mean, you got 31,000 plus followers, so I'm sure you get a ton of messages. So how are you guys managing that, of being able to, just like I said, keep in touch with the community, the people that are showing you guys love, and it appears that you guys are still working full-time jobs. So how are you managing all that?
I'd say just tag teaming it. Everybody has smartphones, so we try to stay engaged on Instagram and our email all day, every day. Obviously, it's kind of tough to do when we're working, but yeah, we got a group chat, and if we see something, we'll try to send it, make sure that everybody's aware. But yeah, just keeping that phone is close by at all times. That's how we've been trying to operate.
Gotcha. Now, with a community that big, I mean, for the holidays, are you guys finding some time to have some downtime, or are you guys constantly working?
Yeah, we're just constantly, working on the page. I mean, as soon as we wake up, sometimes, we're at it. But when we make time to, have some downtime amongst each other and, as individuals. But that's really it. But I mean, it's the fun part about it is interacting with businesses and individuals, and seeing their perspective and learning more about them. Because the great thing about it is, like, as we've been doing this, we did not know how many like Black-owned businesses were here in Charlotte and throughout the Charlotte metro region. I mean, it's just exponentially like large out here. So I mean, that's just been an awesome thing about it.
Awesome. Now, so you guys have been doing a great job highlighting businesses so far. I mean, I think when I looked at it, 178 posts. So when you guys start thinking about, the future, what's next, and I mean, wrapping up a strong 2020 and going into 2021, any thoughts about what's next for the group?
I think, like we said, do you want to go, Jess? Sorry.
No, I was gonna throw to you.
I think that, like we were saying, we're new to this and we're passionate about it. So our brand is going to consistently grow. And we also want the businesses that we highlight and work with to consistently grow. So in the holiday season, we're doing 14 days of giveaways where it's all Black-owned businesses. Everybody has a fair chance of winning something completely free. So not only is it something for our followers, but the businesses can still get new followers out of it, new business. And in the new year, you can continue to expect things like that, businesses highlighted, and maybe even us traveling to different cities and highlighting Black-owned businesses. But of course, our passion is with our Queen City fam. So we just want to continue to evolve, have events that bring visibility to Black-owned businesses, and also be brokers for our Black-owned businesses, because the biggest part about being Black in general and having a Black-owned businesses is a lack of resources and opportunities. And we want to make sure that anytime we're given opportunity, that we bring along a Black-owned business that also gets that opportunity. So just making sure that we're true to our mission and our authentic selves and intentional about the content that we post.
Awesome. Well, before we wrap up, one of the questions that I think you guys can be able to answer that is very essential to a lot of businesses, because, most people who start a business, they're not really having a lot of experience in building a community around a mission. I mean, they may sell a product, and after that transaction is done, the relationship is done, and they got to go through that grind again. But you guys have been able to actually build a community where the people following you actually feel connected to what you are doing. So what I wanted to ask is, each of you, what's one tip that you would share with a business owner that's trying to create a community and not just have a one and done transaction?
Ooh,
that's a good question.
I guess I would say, so for me, speaking for me, it's my first time with Charlotte Black-Owned, doing anything social media business related. Maddie, who we say is like our genius creator, she was already involved with her own business. But I would say probably from what I've learned in these last 6 months, 6.5 months, is, just staying true to yourself, finding something that works for you and trying to perfect it. It's always going to be stuff that you're going to learn. But I think a common thing that we've seen in these first few months is we try to tackle too much sometimes, or try to be a jack of all trades. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like if you find something, that you're passionate in, put your all into it, put your 100% effort into that, and just trying to find your niche. And yeah, I would say that's probably the best thing so far. I'm sure it's a lot more that we'll learn, but yeah, just trying to stay in tune with your audience, and just finding ways to build and keep on going with the product that you've got, and staying on that right path.
Gotcha.
And I would say, for me personally, remaining consistent, and because consistency is key to running a business, as we are learning, as far as what we were talking about, the DMs and just responding to people in a timely manner, just remaining consistent, and just adapting to change. Because my thing is, and I've always learned that nothing remains the same. Things are always changing and evolving. So just adapting to change and remaining consistent and remaining pure and authentic to your brand or what you are trying to sell to the people. And I feel like that's one of the major things that I can say, that I can give advice to, that I would advise people to, to just look at.
And I think the last thing, it's kind of the same as what they were saying, but also I think in the social media age, everybody wants to be accepted. So sometimes you present yourself in a way that you feel like everybody has to be on board with your mission. And, we are Charlotte Black-Owned. In our name and what we present is stating that we highlight Black-owned businesses. And it's not for everybody, and that's okay. So knowing that your brand or your business may not be inclusive of everyone, or you're just going to have a certain target audience, I think that's good to be mindful as well. And knowing that it's okay if, certain people don't support you, or people who you thought may be interested in your product or service, that just may not be for them. So I think that's a big thing. Being okay with knowing what your product is or service is, and knowing that the audience that you're targeting is going to be involved, they're going to be connected. And if you remain authentic, consistent, and what Jeff said, I think that you'll have a successful business. But we're all learning, and we take advice from others as well. So,
one last thing I want to say, like, for the audience, it's okay if you fail.
It is. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
Right. And I was just gonna leave it off at, it's okay if you fail at, doing something, but that's the best thing about it. You learn from that opportunity or that situation, and you can get back up and, build upon the foundation and just, move on from there. So.
Awesome. Well, hey, I completely agree and think that is amazing insight. So thank you all for coming on. Definitely we'll share the links in the comments so people can check you guys out on Instagram. They can see how the journey continues, and to see how you guys are making not only an impact just for, the businesses, but just providing encouragement for even other businesses that come across what you guys are doing. And I'm quite sure that when people see your page, it's sparking encouragement for them to go start their own business, or for them to invest in their community the way you guys are investing in your community. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
us. And to everyone that supports us, we definitely wouldn't be here without you. So we appreciate y'all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Business Talk Library. If you like our content, be sure to follow us on social media. And if you want to see more of our exclusive content, you can subscribe and become a member on patreon.com/Business Talk Library. Hey, the Business Talk Library is the place where business makes sense.